line. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up.
Hello again and welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, here on P10 Racing TV. Today we are presenting to you our Watkins Glen International Goat Racing League's Next Gen Cup Series, as the Global Strategy Team Next Gen Cup Series cars are on this track display with a little bit of extra incentive. This is the Cornhole Coffee Edition race here for Watkins Glen. The links down below in the description for their discount for Goat Racing in a special event today. Hi again, everyone. I am the Crusader Christian Char, joining you guys back on the show as we're getting ready to rip them off down around the track and onto the stage. It is a beauty down here today, and it looks to be a wild, frenetic race pace about to be set up here onto the track, as we are about to see what happens when these drivers take a little road course turn on our road course challenge week. Should be interesting to see. Should be quite a fun time indeed here. So without further ado, as currently we get final stuff situated out on our end here, we're going to take a look at our gridding order for the night's action here in Watkins Glen, New York. Alright, here we go. Let's get that gridding order up here, guys. On the pole, in the number 20 there, it will be Joseph Friday. The outside in the 81, it is Bentley Glacier. Run number 2 is Nathan Bigard. In the 61, the outside in the 45, Dayton Taylor. Run number 3, it'll be Michael Caffrey. In the 77, the outside of the 91 is Wesley Donaldson. Run number 4 is Cameron Dario. In the number 54, and the outside in the 24, it is Cody Sturgill. Row number 5 in the 7 is Scott Simley. In the outside in the 43, it is Samuel Haro. Row number 6 is Skylar Sixton. In the 67, the outside in the number 42, Dakota Kramer. Row number 7 will be piloted by Maurice Burnett. In the 8, in the outside, the 12, Aaron Action Jackson. In the 44, Christoph Hall. On the outside, in the 18, Philip Schmitz. Row 9 is Charles Van Schaik in the 23. And the 10 is Ryan D. Cook with the 22. Yeah, the wild man himself, Alan Wild, rounding out the field. Solid field to say, solid field to look at here. And only their wits and their speeds. Ready to rip it on around the track and ready to fire down on the speedway here. Stage laps at lap 12 and then lap 30. From there, you let them race them down to the end. Gosh, it's only for the stage breaks here, so it's all about driving your way around and trying to hope for the best here on this track. Porsche car coming off of turn number 12 as we're going to line them down here to our straightaway. Let them roll and let them sink it in. Green flag is out. Let begin stage number 1. Hard on the gas pedal and hard on the momentum here. All drivers right now trying to stick with it. Antonio Trezza says, just picked up a 2023 Challenger Hellcat deal break. Going to be a fun summer, Antonio. Awesome to hear, bud. Congratulations on that. And it's a pleasure to have you back on the track as you watch us listen in. Bentley Glazer in the 81 right now, looking on down as the race leader here. Joseph Friday trying to stick with him here. Nathan Bigard and Nate Taylor right there on the parge as well. Drivers right now bashing through the gas pedal. Cody Sturgill taking a few cones with him. That's not how you run it around this place, my friend. You don't just go and drive across the line to take the cones out just for your own personal pleasure, sir. That's not what this track is supposed to be done with. All jokes aside, probably got the corner a little too tight and ended up having to take it with him. Curving up around the track edge here. Glazer getting a great first lap in. Using his speed to his advantage already. This is something you're going to hear and see a lot today, which is the heavy braking zones and the hard driving lines. With a track like this, though, that sequential shifter actually comes in quite handy for road course racing because this is what it allows it to do, which is it allows to shift in between very quickly and very easily. On other tracks, maybe not so much, but this place, it really does help make a difference here. And speaking of make a difference, Dario problems, the number 54. A little bit of a situation down there. As he gets into the grassy plains, he gets past the bus stop. He could not get the car to settle down. Looks like the number 8 again, or the 24, I should say. Yeah, that is Cody Sturgill. Gets into the bus stop zone as well. That is the forbidden run. You're not supposed to go down there. You're supposed to take the right-hand chicane, then swing it back in left, not go straight through it like you could with the actual road course. But apparently they didn't get the memo, so they decided just to try to hold it down and get themselves out of trouble. Antonio saying a second and a half already. Yeah, I mean, Glazer right now is already going full speed around this place. And, you know, these drivers, too, they're not exactly underpowered. They all have a pretty consistent I rating. Some in the 2000s, some in the 2300s. But no one has really gone that far up. And Glazer's probably one of the higher seeded ones. Bigart, though, in the 01. He's also in that championship role as well. Yeah, of course, I can't help but just be aside for sore eyes as our good friend Michael Caffrey has returned in the Australian series. He's brought back his love from Australia to America. Good to see him back out on the track. We haven't seen him quite some time here. It's always great to see our friends from down under come down for a little bit of fun around here. Caffrey's one of those guys I remember a little bit here coming onto the show. Always picking up a little bit of a challenge, always picking up a little bit of a fight. Looks like he's doing much of that and then some here. Trying to hang in there with them out of the gate as they currently look towards getting to lap number 12. Back in the field right now, some drivers are still looking for their first win of the season, including Dakota Kramer and Samuel Orell. Samuel's so close this season numerous times and obviously just obligated to just absolute troublesome issues or just finding himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. He did tell me earlier that he's been hoping that eventually his luck will start to wear in and start to tear up some speeds here, as some other drivers have figured out. Drivers like Ty Marasco as of late have finally catched a break at tracks like at Rockingham. But right now, I mean, this season race, this kind of performance, this is going to be a much difficult deal, especially the playoffs nearing closer and closer. So drivers get extensively more aggressive because they have to. They have no choice. Michael Bollinger's PTM Truck Series tonight or next weekend. They're going to be running next weekend from what I'm told, Michael. We get the off week for them today. We do have a little bonus action, though. We were not expecting to do this today, but we have a bonus race for you guys. Maple Ridge Racing Series is back on the show. This is not a Monday night call, though. Sunday night call for them. We will see them live down in Five Flags Speedway. Stay tuned for that. We'll be with you guys there in just a little while. Antonio says Lee is growing and growing with every lap. He's gapping everyone pretty bad, but he's using up tires doing it. Antonio, that's a good observation, though. Think about that for a second too. What he's talking there. They're using up tires as they go along. So the more you try to drive this car in as deep as you can, the worse it becomes. The good news is, though, is that Glazer has a bit of a one-up, if you will. He can just simply drive ahead of the field right now, burn up what he wants in the moment, and save the rest for later. He has only 2 stages he has to complete, and then that third and final one to drive away on. So could this be a testing situation? Could they be setting up for what could be the big run to follow? It's hard to say, but it's a very, very daring strategy to really use it up like this right now. Rodney Christensen saying looked like a great place to race. Watkins Glen absolutely is a great place to race. This is probably, of all the road courses, probably one of my favorites. It's in my top 5, I'll give it that. My top 5 would always be Laguna Seca, top spot, and then it would be Road America, because that place holds a special place in my heart. And then my third one probably would be this track, Watkins Glen. The fourth one for me is probably be a track you guys probably wouldn't expect, but it's Nordschleife. That's probably my favorite one. My fourth favorite one, excuse me. And then my fifth one is the Ruckelskin Center here in iRacing, which is actually free content. So if you guys aren't even on iRacing, what are you waiting for? Get out there. That's free content you could be having a little fun with. And while you're at it, try what I did. Run those street stocks over there. You'll have a time and a half. Whoa, speaking of time and a half down there in Cody Sturgill, that did not look like a very good time over there. Up, down the winding, twisting S turns there, and unfortunately the 24 had nowhere to go except for trouble. Take a look, see what happened here to Sturgill. Oh, looked like the rear end just kicked out a little bit there. Yo, actually not that bad though when you think about it. He only just got into the wall slightly. A lot less damage than I was expecting to see there. Honestly, I was expecting a lot worse on that car there, but it thankfully did not do that, so he's okay. Big battle back here in the middle of the pack here. All drivers right now trying to get around Kramer as Samuel Harrell tries to do battle with him. Charles Van Schaik laying into it a little bit. Lingering their way back down around. Look at this on the left side. Harrell, big run coming up, but he's going to have to make that sharp, tart right-hand turn. Turn 1 is a hard shooting right-hander, and it'll throw you for a loop. Kramer certainly knows it, and he throws Harrell in towards the out of bounds. They'll square it back up down on the track. Sexton with some problems down there. Had to get it squared up, and he's all ready to go again. Christoph Hall right on the right side of Harrell. Those two drivers certainly are hungry for their wins, but it was Christoph Hall who got his at Talladega, popping that one off and finally ending a little bit of a drought, if you will. Oh, and speaking of droughts here, a little bit of problems for Philip Schmitz here. So right now, everyone after that little sweep up there from the bus stop, kind of driving right back on around here. Aaron Action Jackson, Cameron Dario, and Scott Simley starting to pile away the speeds, trying to do what they can. Antonio says when they pit, can each do different changes to make their cars better, or everyone has the same setup. So they can in the car wise actually. Oh, hold on, trouble down there in turn, and the corner is right off the S slope. Dayton Taylor, the 45, going for a little slip and slide, and he almost lost it down off there. Stage not nearing an end yet, but that was a nasty little situation for him. Here's our look at it. Wesley Donaldson and him looked like they had a meeting of the minds. Dayton looked like, oh yeah, right there. You see, he clipped the wall there. Donaldson managed to drive off, but he still smashes the wall a little bit. Dayton, with the presence of mind, though, manages to get the car squared up and back on the track there. There was no contact made between him and the 91, to my knowledge anyway. We'll take another look at it. Here's a good onboard camera here to show you just how close this was. Oh, watch that. You can see he just took it way too tight, slaps that wall. Donaldson, man. I've heard of wall riding before. I've never heard of fence riding, though. That looked like it could not have felt good at all. Holy smokes. That definitely took a little bit out of him, I bet, and I don't think he really appreciated it. So, as for the pit stop question I was just asked a little bit ago, the way it works, Antonio, is yes, they can do a brake and bias adjustment. The steering ratio adjustments have to be done prior to the race beginning, and everything else from there has to be set in a certain way in a certain corner. These cars are very tight and compact in terms of what they can be changed on and what they can race with, but the brake bias is a huge deal here because you can swap inside your cockpit as you go along. I actually have a little switch I use in my rig right now. I'm right by that allows me to dial the brake bias left and right depending on how I feel like I want to drive it. If I want it a little bit looser in the corners, I'll lower it as much as I can, but it will tear up equipment if I drive too hard. Having it tighter, it will be basically shorted to the right, so more of it will actually cause the car to get a little bit stronger in terms of a short pace, but if you overdrive it just a slight bit too much, like that over there, Ryan D. Cook, oh my. That is the end result, and the Budweiser, number 10, although he forgot his paint scheme on the side of the car there, didn't quite get the 10 on there. Not exactly doing what he wanted to do there. Oh, look at this, Dayton Taylor, holy smokes, he's trying to cut him through the bus stop. He's trying to get the Heineken, number 7, through the bus stop, and Aaron Ashton Jackson watching on. Taylor, though, able to carouseling him through. Makes his way around the carousel, and there's troubles down there for Kramer. Nearing the end of the stage here, and already these drivers just absolutely chaotic in this race. Camera's rolling down there. Here's what we got. A lot of hard braking. Just got the car too much lift off, and that is not a good spot there to do it. Thankfully, he did not get slammed into the forbidden door, if you will, of Glitch Sanctuary. Coming up, one more lap to go this next time on by for Bentley Glazer. Glazer right now, man, just throwing it to the wire. Oh boy, hold on down there. WBD 91 Wesley Donaldson making a mistake that we saw Dayton make earlier on, and he finds himself trapped in that same deal. Has to try to find a way to get it squared back up. These drivers, man, they are just having all sorts of issues, just hoping and praying to keep these things online. But again, you drive this aggressive, you really in your mind think you don't have a choice. You just gotta make do with what you got. We'll have to see though how that fares here. Glazer right now. Haven't really been able to talk too much about him. He's just been kind of just jumping the run and keeping it going. The rolling 81. Just been so precise, so smooth this entire start here. Safe to say he has been the star of the show here for this good majority of the race. He's just passing through the track on the bus stop. I don't know what it is. Like, I always personally like seeing the higher up cars having to try to bounce through that corner, but I do not mind seeing the 81 having a little bit of a bouncy situation driving it through there. He's getting so much lift off there from that corner. Nevertheless, though, running it back down. Just one more set of corners. Bentley taking control of this one. And he takes a solid start to this race. He is going to be stage number 1's winner this time around. He takes this one on home. Caution flag is out now on the track here, so that will be our stage winner. Stage victory for Bentley Glazer there. We'll see how well he hangs on here as the rest of the field will try to get back up the par, back up the stuff. Late fans, when we come back, there is plenty more action to be had. Stage number 2 kicking your way here in just a few short moments. Welcome back here, race fans. Here as right now we are going to get our drivers from pit road. A little spot up change there. Glazer going a little bit farther in as pit stops were made. Drivers choosing to either not take tires or just go for fuel. Big comprehension here and a very big strategy move. Nathan Biggart in the 0-1 now will be the new starter. Michael Caffrey in the 77 will be right up there with them. Scott Simley, Bentley Glazer, Dayton Taylor, and Joseph Friday will be the drivers to set the bar on this one. Stage number 2 about to kick off here, race fans. We're going to bring them right down through the exits of corner number 12, down to the long gated straightaway here. It's go time here in the Glen. Biggart, Caffrey gonna lead him down. Who's gonna get the advantage over the other? We're about to find out. Line him down. Green flag back in the air. Here we go again. Hard start right and 3 wide entering in. That never works, but can they get it to work? Oh, yes, they can. They got a beautiful corner out down through turn number 1. Side by side, hard racing between Friday and Caffrey. Friday all over the place though, as Simley just takes full control of it. Now Glazer right in between on the right side. Biggart has got a huge lead reading down. Look down to the bus stop. This could be troublesome. Donaldson got a little tagged in there, but it looked like by Dario in the 54. They keep it clean. I saw a little puff of smoke there, just kind of getting ready to sail to the turn. Skylar Sixton, hang on, buddy. The Arizona T, 67, not quite up to the Starbucks coffee here in New York, I would say. Whoa, and it looks like even Samuel around the 43 having some troubles down through the carousel. Colder tires certainly will do that to you. Drivers making their bold strategy and their case to be made. Joseph Friday, though, man, oh my word. Oh, and hold down there, Charles. Oh, whoa. Charles Van Schaik get a little bit of a problem, and there's major problem down there. Samuel Rell. 43 coming to a deadlock stop. That will not bring a caution out. We do not have any cautions on the track for this one. It is all open racing, basically. But here's what happened. Oh, my word. What a nasty little situation here for the 43. Charles Van Schaik just losing the corner. Harrell tried to get out of it and just destroys the entire front of the nose. Enter into that turn. Couldn't quite get it to grip there. Couldn't quite get it to stabilize down. And unfortunately, that's the end result you get from it. Look at Charles there, just swinging right through, and Samuel thinks he's got it safe, and then, oh, that's gotta hurt. And that's just like the kill blow right there. You just know that's already gone. Take a look at Charles' onboard camera here. This is what happened to him. Just completely lost in the corner there. Never got touched or nothing. Well, except for that one. Got it refired though, at least squared back up, but unfortunately he had nothing he could do about it. Back to the live timing right now in live show here. Currently what we're seeing here is everyone trying to get to Bigard this time. Last time it was Glazer. And Cody Sturgill, either he just does not care for that bus stop or he just really does not like those cones. I don't know. I think we might need another cone lights matter movement started here, guys. The poor cones down there are getting a beating and abused by Cody Sturgill. I don't know how well that'll sit well with those CLM movement, guys. Sexton right now trying to stable up a little bit, figuring out what he can do. Scott Simley in the 7. Keeping his pace, keeping his run off. Dayton Taylor in the 54 and Cameron Dario in the 54. The 45, excuse me, is Taylor. Dario's the 54 down there. Just controlling their own destinies here by just simply staying out of trouble for the most part. Everybody else right now, though, just trying to make pace or make do with whatever they got on the track. Stay within the lines and stay within their own timing. By the way, Jackson in the 12, the 20 is supposed to be Friday, but he's in the 31, by the way, so the elite filter 31 technically is supposed to be the 20. Remember, guys, as well, if you also are looking on the right-hand side of your screen there, we have the Cornhole Coffee logo up there. Link down in the description below to use the discount code for Goat Racing. Be sure to check them out. They appreciate Cornhole Coffee support the show. Philip Smith's in the 18 on the right-hand side. Alan Wildman Wild on the 22, squaring back off. He had a good little run there trying to take down the tougher guys of the bunch, but Kramer, Cook, and all them trying to get way ahead of him and trying to push the limits as much as they can, trying to dig the left fronts into those hard, sharp right, those sharp lefts, and dig the right fronts into those hard, sharp rights. These corners will just absolutely take your breath away sometimes with how fast they'll go in. Speeds ranging well over 120 miles per hour to 160 to 70 miles per hour. These drivers are getting a $186 at times on their fastest straights. They are absolutely flying into those sets of turns. Jackson a little bit hard there coming into the corner off the S slopes. Now towards the bus stop. Through the bus stop into the chicane, you can see how hard they have got to hit that line. Again, just going over that little rumble strip, it really throws them for such a low, but throw them for such a little drive off. It can be a very hazardous situation down there. Christoph Hall trying to get to the right side there, got blocked out. Donaldson now puts the die-cast machine right in where he wants it. Now it's Jackson's turn to have to face him. Aaron X. Jackson this season, for lack of a better word, I mean no disrespect to the 12, but Jackson has not been to the level on the combative format I am so used to seeing him at. And this season, it just seems like more and more it's getting harder and harder to really believe he can actually dig this thing in and dial everything up. I don't know if it's just a car situation or if he's just not been able to get as much practice in, or what his problem has been, but man, he just has not been able to figure it out. Side by, whoa, look out down there, you're a race leader in stage 1. Glazer goes for a little ride. That looked like him and Joseph Friday had a little meeting of the minds down there, and I don't think that he wanted that to happen. Let's take a look at the replay. This was a wild little move here. Joseph and Glazer here, look at this. They did not want to give up the angle to the bus stop. Glazer looked like he cut the corner just right. Then Friday ended up just kind of driving in a little too hard as he was trying to cut it back. He ended up going up and in right towards Friday. I'm not sure if Glazer really knew where he was at or what was going on until it was too little too late, but my word, what a wild little hit. Yeah, he was steering in hard to the right, but it was not going right. As a matter of fact, it went a little bit more than just right. It went a little more toward the right and the left, if you know what I mean. Diving it back down around right now here. So far, so good. Simley and Friday going hard into the distance for the S turns. But remember, this is where the bus stop lays. Simley probably just heard what I just said there as well in the call. Knows to back off. Doesn't want to deal with Friday there. Friday getting some serious run, some serious speed back underneath. The lead filter, number 31, is seemingly back on the charge. And yes, I know it says the 20 on the sim stamp, but again, that's iRacing sim stamp. He's driving a custom number. I can't do nothing about that, race fans. That's on the driver's end, not me. You know, for all that's worth, though, Nathan Bigard here, the 01, he did not exactly run away in this stage so far. The 45, Dayton Taylor right now, flying high and flying strong. Getting some good speed down there. He is keeping his tail in there with Bigard. Bigard has not ran away like Gracer did, so could that be a sign that Bigard's tires are worn tore up a bit, or could it be a sign Taylor's struggling to catch him? Hard to really say. Nevertheless, we do know one thing is for sure. This is a very big change up from what it was looking like in the top 5 just a little while ago. Cameron Dario right now trying to hold down the line, get up there to Michael Caffrey. Caffrey just hanging in the 3rd spot here. Taylor and Bigard, much in the same vein. A lot of heavy braking there right in that bus stop. I'm telling you, you really have got to just make that corner as tight as you can and hard as you can as well. But you're carrying so much speed, guys. You gotta remember, these drivers are getting well over a $170 to a $180 on some of these straights. Like, they are absolutely flying through those turns, and they are getting every bit of it for what it's worth. They have got to stay as tight as they can, yes, but if you can find a way to loosen out the track and not fight the car as much, oh boy, do you have some speed. Coming down here, we've only got about 6 laps remaining next time on by. 7 laps, excuse me, here in total so far. Looks like some problems down there for Charles Van Syke for a second, as well as Dakota Kramer, but they're back on. Corey Sturgill about 8 seconds ahead right now here. Yes, that means the 42 Dakota Kramer is ahead of some of these guys by a good margin of error here. Again, that was due to Charles unfortunately taking a lot of damage. Same with, oh no, not again, Charles. Oh my goodness. I was just going to say, with all the troubles they've been dealing with, and Ben Glazer as well, having to face the wrath from the 31 of Joseph Friday earlier. Certainly can't be too happy about that or too thrilled of what he's been dealing with here. Ryan D. Cook, the number 10 Ford Mustang Budweiser machine, looking to get that 42 Kramer. Yeah, he won't let up either, man. He's going for all he can to get the OnlyFans 42 behind him. Kramer this season has had a lot of tremendous performances in some groundbreaking races. But yet again, almost kind of seemingly out of nowhere, just hasn't really been able to run down the lines, run down the gas as well as he was hoping to. Sturgill way wide there in the corner, is just trying to get out of the way for the boys that are racing it out ahead of him. Cook, though, did catch up a little bit of speed there to Kramer. Might have something here. He's going to have to try to find a little bit of a leg or two. Bigard right now, caught up there to the number 45 of Dayton Taylor, and these two now have got a battle on their hands. We were wondering when this would happen. These two, mano a mano, 5 laps. Which one's going to get the better of the other? Stage number 2 about to come to a close, but who will get the better of the two drivers here? This is going to be a very tough deliverance here. Big jump around there. Taylor getting all good right there. Bigard left the door wide open. Now the 0-1 jumping right ahead. Taylor did not hold back. Bigard can't believe it. Took all he could. And that's what he had to do to try to make that move. Just absolutely chaotic to believe there. Bigard giving up that run there to Taylor. Taylor just completely mowing the grass in, building the speed up, and taking it for all she was worth. That's what you have to do sometimes, though, to make or break this kind of racing. And Bigard! Big mistake. Opens the door. Watch out, Caffrey down there. Hold on. Trust that Friday also trying to stay out of the mix and out of the bunch. Oh my word, race fans, you've got yourself a second place battle, to say the least. Caffrey trying to get ahead. Bigard making way too many mistakes late in stage number 2. Thrown for a loop and thrown for a wire down there. Nobody was expecting this. What a chaotic situation we are becoming to and accustomed to here on this race today, folks. Nobody is safe. Nobody is out of the loop in this one. It's all about just timing, execution, and who can get to where. Taylor has already ran off. He's pretty much kind of kept up his gain and ground that he used. Remember, he did take tires on the competition caution there. Will he take it again? I wonder. If I was him, I'd probably be looking at it. Certainly seems like a feasible option after that little run he just put up. Friday, Bigard, Caffrey, this is your battle for second. High in the sky, wide on the range there. You can just see how close it is. On a road course like this, that's pretty close. That's tougher than it gets to try to hold on to that drive there. Caffrey just trying to stay in his own element here. Driving the Chevrolet Camaro here. Dayton in the Toyota Camry. Bigard in a Toyota, Friday in a Chevrolet, and then Cario, who's now also, ironically enough, kind of coming back a little. He's in the Camrys as well. Bit of a who's who in terms of mixing and matching around this kind of track. Laying down the speeds here. This is an absolute cook-up for these top 5 drivers, and again, they have one more stage to go through here, so they are not done here in Watkins Glen just yet. Who will get the better of the other and who will take home the next leg of this race, we'll certainly find out shortly. Dayton Taylor, though, gonna get a nice little lookout as he's only just got one more lap remaining here in stage number 2. And Wesley Donaldson, too, even, he's also kind of hanging back there. He was kind of creeping up there a little while earlier. Looks like he's starting to kind of figure it out a little bit here. Big Art only has 2 drivers to got to worry about, Friday and Daria. Wesley a little bit too far behind unless he gets himself into trouble. Looks like Big Art going to try to slow Friday down a little bit to the bus stop, get himself some time to breathe. Not a bad strategy if you ask me. Just let yourself kind of stabilize down on the ride. Cody Sturgill on the way outside lane of the carousel. Stays out of the way for Caffrey, but it's not going to be enough time to catch up to Dayton Taylor. Dayton Taylor going to get himself into the hot spot here. He is going to take stage number 2. Dayton Taylor throws it all to the wire and throws it down to the line. He is your winner here in stage number 2. Dayton, man, what a performance there by the 45, taking good control of the track, taking a nice little set on around the speeds here, and he needed to do that too. Big Art was not going to let him go that easily, and he knew it. But what did he do? He kept fighting. If you keep fighting around here, well, you'll get it figured out eventually. Race fans, when we come back, we are going to kick off our final stage. Stay tuned with us. The Cornhole Coffee race here in Watkins Glen is just about wrapped up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The time has come here. Our final stage is about to commence. These drivers, narrowly avoiding trouble, craziness, and obstacles far beyond their reach, now find themselves in the most daring obstacle yet, the final leg of this race. It's time for the final stage to begin here, race fans. We will have 20 laps to the distance left to go. Who's taking this one home? We're about to find out. Green flag is out in the air. Here we go. Taylor immediately driving quick. Smokes up a little. Oh, look out down there. Look out. Simley slashed off around turn number 1. That's what we were a little worried about from the beginning of this race. And it looks like it finally came to bite him. Simley left high and dry, and now he's all alone back there as the rest of the field tries to get their speeds up. This will get interesting here, and we've seen the drivers have to work through all the troublesome areas and all the tough turns, and it looks like more is going to be happening. Donaldson cutting to the grass. That's going to be a time penalty there for him. Get it back up to par, back up to pace, trying to stay away from all the other drivers. Bentley Glacier right now immediately trying to get ahead. All the competitors that are behind are trying to run down to him. We know he's got speed, but we got to think too. He tore up a lot of equipment down there. just to get that thing right where it needed to be. Now how will he handle and fare with this kind of level of aggression, this kind of racing here? Michael Caffrey right now parking every little bit of Bauer and off on the track here, trying to get it up to Darren Action Jackson. Nowhere to go for him, and every which way to Sunday to find himself in trouble. Dakota Kramer, the 42 and the 22. Malvern Wild giving her quite a look, quite a run down there. Nathan Bigart, though, already in the wall there on the right side, opening for Friday. Last time he was on the left side, this time he's on the right. How will he handle it through the corner? He gets it ahead to the bus stop. Can he hang on? Friday tries it in deep, stays in his own realm, stays in control. Scott Simley has wrecked the car out completely. He's done for the night. The 7 no longer able to compete in this one, and a tough break there for him. A lot of issues just stemming from that first hit down in turn number 1, and now all of a sudden everything is going completely out of his control. Man, every time you just get put in that situation, you just find yourself in that dealing momentum. It's just absolutely heartbreaking to have to try to converse and try to figure things out, especially as you get later into the run. Laying it back down with 18 laps to go. The field's starting to kick up a little bit more as Cameron Dario moves into the top 5 bracket. Ryan D. Cook, surprisingly, also in there as well with him. Running them on around the lines right now. Wesley Donaldson catching it to Ryan D. Cook. Cook looks like he's going to have his hands cut out for him. So much work around, so much power, so much speed and obligation. Really starts to tamper all that dilemma, all that dealings here. And Gate Glacier as well, starting to at least inject everything he can. Back on around though, it is still Cook that holds his chances here. Lost Donaldson there to the turn. Glacier trying to get to him. At this point right now, these drivers are pretty much on overdrive. They just don't care no more. They are going with everything they can and every little bit of power and extra give they got in order just to make men's meet ends do. We're going to go down under in this camera angle here. This is our cockpit view for Michael Caffrey. We've had a lot of Australians on this show before here. We've had a few Brazilian drivers, Polish drivers, German drivers, and even, I think we even had one from Spain around here. That was from an old rallycross racing days though, but boy was it fun to watch them go at it. Taking to the stars, and right now Charles Van Schuyck going to the pit road here. He's trying to give himself some time to breathe here and get himself more acclimated to where he wants to be at. I think right now with pit strategies too, at this point, there is a lot of focus on getting this car as much grip and as much wear and tear as it possibly can, and hoping to maybe be able to make some ends meet. Some do, if you will, to just try to stay relatively in their own concept, their own position to make a chance for the run here. With only 16 laps remaining, though, Dayton Taylor's already a good chunk away there from Joseph Friday, about 7/10 here. Taylor's already won on this track, on a series already. Remember, Dayton, he's got to win. Back, I believe, in the Oval Series there, he took that one home in a pretty handy little situation. Yeah, Tyler Dalton, again, he's been the most wins, acclimating 6 wins this season. Scott Simley with 2, Van Schuyck with 2. And then Doy Woods with only 1. Cameron Dario with 1. Zach Roethlisberger with 1. Dayton Taylor 1. Joseph Friday actually still working towards getting that fun here today. Ron Holyfield and Christoph Hall looking to see what they can do. If Friday can somehow figure out a way to get to Taylor, he might have a chance here. Stabilizing down right now. Taylor just looking to hold on to what it's worth. He wants a win. He wants another win. He wants another chance at taking home top honors. Ryan E. Cook, Michael Caffrey, all in it to win it right now. Meanwhile, back in the pack right now, guys like Philip Schmitz, Alan Wild, and all of them just pretty much kind of like dormant at this point. They really had all the tools to use up what they could. Unfortunately for them, they also found a way to find themselves in between a rock and a hard place and found a brick wall right in front of them. And that brick wall ended up happening to be just how the heck do you get around this track without getting into somebody? Day right now, only 14 laps left to go. Pressure looming and zooming. So at this point here, Taylor can kind of dial it up a bit here and see what he can do. I think he might have a chance to find a fellow line down there. Cameron Dario, Wesley Donaldson having a little tussle down there. Donaldson and Dario having a little shootout. You see the tire tracks from throughout this race here, just throwing into the grass. Some drivers have been pretty much all over the place. Pretty much like a sprinkler system valve down there, the way I can explain it. Just kind of washing the car out wherever they find themselves in and wherever troublesome seems to fly. Donaldson, Dario right now, just mano a mano. One of the drivers trying to give it to the other. Dario trying to scoop up more chances at possible opportunities here. He does have a win already this season. And it's just hoping at this point he does not lose opportunities like this outright. Saying how close he is to those playoffs and how close he is to everything else. Donaldson certainly knows. He could be in for one heck of a scoop, one heck of a loop. On the right side, though, Donaldson, the WBD diecast, got a run on the Sports Clip 54. Jumps it right to the right side and sends her on its way. Run it right down in and just fire on all cylinders. That's the way to go, it seems. Meanwhile, Taylor and Friday, I know I keep going back to these guys, but again, this is your race leaders here. They are looking for it. Last bit of effort here from Taylor to hold off Friday, but again, Friday just does not give an inch here. Marking him down 11 laps to go, 10 laps to go, excuse me, right now. Dayton knows he cannot let Friday get one run on him. If he gets him one run, that leaf filter 31 will not hesitate. Friday, though, he knows he's got a little bit of work to do still here, just trying to make it around the edges, around those corners. So he's pretty much right now just trying to focus in on where the best angle is to shoot the turn and shoot the corner. Man, listen to that throttle control here on these cars, man. Oh my goodness. They are steering these things in. They are slamming the gas and they're holding on to that brake, just hoping for everything they can. All that intensive work and all that intensive momentum just being used to a finest example. Caffrey having to do it, though, with tires wore out like that at this point. They know they have to do something about it. It's getting a little hotter down here in the States, of course, as we roll into the summer months. So it's going to be a lot more difficult and a lot more heavy on the nose. Cavendario here falling way back in the pack here. Gave up a lot of time here. The drivers like the commander himself, the wild man, Alan Wild. Unfortunately, though, for Wild, he's been pretty much battling the demons all day long. He's been just fighting with this car, fighting with everyone else on the track, and just trying to see what he can do with this place. I gotta believe that's absolutely been a little bit harder for him to deal, and frustration to factor in. Look at this now, too. Up ahead, lap traffic. Charles Van Schaik in the way for Taylor and Friday trying to use it to his advantage. He got a much better carousel turn off. You saw him widen the crack out. That's a bad sign if you're one of the leaders and you know who's behind you. If they widen the track out, it means they've got more room to cover and they've got more ground clearance. That throws everything for a wild little loop. 9 turns to 8 laps to go this time on by. Can Dayton hold him off? It will be win number 2 if he can do it. Friday, this will be his first win of his career if he can somehow just come out of the blue and take control. He's ran the road course well. He's putting some of these other drivers to shame, like Bentley Glazer earlier on, who have had obviously a lot of troubles there from the bus stop to the edges of the corners. Michael Caffrey earlier in that stage number 2 was throwing it to the wind and throwing it to the wind, but had nothing he could do about it. With 60% fuel too, I was kind of wondering would they have enough fuel to get through this one. I'm pretty sure they would, but with 3 extra sets of tires, oh boy, does it really do a number for them. I've got a feeling that kind of just made everything just that much easier for them to kind of survive with. Hello, onboard camera here at Cook, just showing you again just how crucial the throttle momentum has been today. The raw essence of control and stability, stabilized down by just a mere gratitude and fight for what it is worth. Coming right down in the edges here. Jackson, little hard, the bus stop. He opened the door for Caffrey. Caffrey just being patient. Oh my, that could have been nasty. Jackson getting out of it though. He knew he had to get out of the gas and watch out for Caffrey in the corner. Good driving by both. Seemingly simultaneously sending its way down. pays off for them, but my word, that could have been trouble. Ryan D. Cook right now just trying to keep anything he can left. He's a hard charger, the award winner, though. There's, well, maybe get himself in a little more trouble there if he keeps doing that, though. He's got 11 spots. He'll fall 10 down if he gets past here by Jackson, and it looks like that's going to be the case through the S slopes. But Cook, to his credit, doesn't let off. He forces Jackson a little bit onto that hard side run, and then it will be Jackson taking control of it. Towards the bus stop. Big run coming down to the edge. Closing laps now on the track here, and it looks like Joseph Friday. Wait a minute, wait a minute. How did Joseph Friday get around Dayton Taylor? What did I miss down there? Hold on just a second. I missed something completely out right here. What the heck? I did not expect this here. Looks like I need to go back to the replay. We were so caught up in the battles going on down there, we completely forgot about Justin Friday and Dayton Taylor. Here is the rundown, race fans. We are not letting this one slip by us. Watch this. Dayton Taylor looks like he just used too much tire up. Maybe that old school racing style. Look at this. He throws a huge block on that front straightaway. Friday digging in deep. Look at him slamming it right into the gas pedal. Gets the brakes to cook up. Taylor could not hold him back. And Friday, just like that. What a move. What a maneuver. Unbelievable to say the least here. And Dayton Taylor now, this is aggression mode now. He's pretty much on his last leg. He's trying to catch him. I don't know if he's going to have time to catch it here. Time running out too much here for him and the team. I think he may have bit off more than he can cook. Top 5 on your screen here. This is how far those guys are separated out from one another here in the field. Mitts in the top 10. Dario trying to hunt him down there quickly. Got about 2 seconds left for a gap to get up there for the Sports Club 54. Trying to snap up a little haircut there on Smits and trying to see what he can do. Last big of the race here right now. Certainly making for some good use of timing. Dayton Taylor, though, right now got to be absolutely fuming. He threw a great block. Put Friday just a little bit low on the spot, but Friday was able to just completely tear it down and take him in between. Hard racing a match this time around. Green flag gonna fly high in the air. We have got 2 laps to go down here. Can Friday hold on? Looking for win number 1. What a win this would be if he can somehow pull it off. Big Art Donaldson can't do anything but just look on at disbelief and maybe a little horror in their minds, realizing they each had the same momentum, the same courage, and the same run to drive as aggressive as these 2 guys up ahead. But they are the ones that are leading us down to the final legs of this race. Oh man, Friday literally just lashing right through the bus stop. Taylor, though, did gain some ground on him. Looks like Taylor might have a little bit there in that bus stop. He's going to try to catch him. There's the gap between first, second, and third. Right down through the plains, through the grassy trees, and all the high center points here. There it is, the final legs of this race here. You can just see just from this corner here how those bankings are, how tough these runs are. We now set this up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Off corner 12, white flag high in the air. Joseph Friday going to lead it down for one more hard run. Taylor trying to get to him. He's going to try to use that first corner as much as he can. Brakes hard, gasses harder. Friday getting ahead of him. Kramer, though, look out. Left traffic right ahead of him. Taylor's going to have to try to find some way to use it to his advantage. Kramer out of the way. Dayton got a little bit less speed off from the S-turn. Now he'll send it down to the bus stop. Wild staying well out of the way. He's trying to fight Kramer at the same time while dealing with the loud traffic. Oh, Wild goes for a wild ride down from the bus stop. Gets clipped up there by Leave Kramer from the turn. Friday able to take it down. Taylor made the mistake. Opened the door up for this final run. Joseph Friday in the Leaf Filter 31. Never been to victory lane this season. He just has 2 more corners to secure it. Taylor trying to dig it in. It's not gonna stick. I don't think it will not. No, it won't. Joseph Friday's gonna win it here at Watkins Glen. And a little love tap for the number 31. I think Friday probably doesn't really care all that much. The 31 delivers the victory lane celebration and the victory punch. Dayton Taylor will fall short yet again with 1 window. I don't think he can be too mad about that one. What a performance. What a performance. And what a drive for all involved. Positions now on your screen here. Skylar Sixton gonna bring it home in 18th year. 17th, Cody Sturgill. 16th, Scott Simley. Maurice Burnett, 15. Alan Wild, 14. Charles Manchike, 13. 12, Dakota Kramer. 11 to Christoph Hall. Ryan D. Cook gonna go top 10 again. Cameron Dario, 9th. Philip Smith, 8th. Aaron Action Jackson, 7th. 6th to Michael Caffrey. 5th to Bentley Glazer. Nathan Bigart gonna go 4th, 3rd to Wesley Donaldson. Dayton Taylor 2nd, and Joseph Friday taking top honors. Holy smokes. Credit where credit's due, race fans. He threw everything he had and then some at this track and at these drivers. Dayton couldn't do it, but Joseph Friday could. 2 different stage winners and then the main winner coming out on top. What a performance by all here in this Cornhole Coffee Special Edition race here at Watkins Glen. It's been a wonderful road course challenge week here, race fans. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you were celebrating it as well with us. A big happy holidays as well down there for our brothers up north in Canada, and brothers and sisters, I should say. Also, just I probably shouldn't say this on air, but happy birthday to my boss as well on here as well. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be able to do this and take part in PT Racing TV. So I'll say it again in the next one, unless she comes at me and tries to yell at me. But I just want to say happy birthday to you, Chantel. So thank you everybody on the show. Thank you everyone for the track. We certainly hope you enjoy it, and see you next time where the green flag flies here on PT Racing TV.